The Republican leader.
Yesterday, my friend, the majority leader, unveiled what he rather misleadingly referred to as a compromise on the payroll tax. I say it was mislead because we had to find out about it from reporters. This was not a compromise. This was nothing more than another bill designed to fail. So Democrats can have another week of fun and games on the Senate floor while tens of millions of working Americans go another week wondering whether they're going to see a smaller paycheck at the end of the year. Now, I've said I support this extension. I don't think working Americans should have to suffer any more than they already are for the president's failure to turn this jobs crisis around. Unfortunately, the majority leader has yet to introduce legislation that can actually pass the Senate or the House. And you would think that this is in the president's top priority, then the Democratic leader of the Senate would put together a proposal that is designed to actually pass, but we haven't seen it yet. We all know what a successful bill would look like. So I hope the majority leader comes forward with a real proposal soon because time is running out. It makes absolutely no sense at a moment when 14 million Americans are looking for jobs to raise taxes on the very people we're counting on to create them. That's why the Senate rejected the idea last week on a bipartisan basis. Look, the Democrats know as well as we do that this is a terrible idea. They've seen the same letters that I have. The National Association of Manufacturers says this tax hike would seriously impair the ability of their members to put unemployed Americans back to work. The Democrats know as well as I do that 4 out of 5 of those who'd be hit by this are business owners, people who create jobs. The only reason we even went through this exercise is because it obviously polls well. So this is what Washington has been reduced to. A president and a Senate that would rather spend their time doing cheap political theater than giving people the certainty that they want. What we need to do is to step back and realize that the only reason we're talking about a one-shot stimulus measure nearly 3 years into this presidency is because of the president's failure to turn this jobs crisis around. We need to get beyond the temporary fixes and start talking about fundamental tax reform that puts the American worker in charge of this recovery, not Washington. But for now, it's perfectly clear that the path to an accomplishment on this issue does not run through tax hikes. Yesterday, the president warned Congress to keep its word to the American people and, quote, don't raise taxes on them now, end quote. I'd just like to remind my colleagues the Republican plan is the only plan that meets the president's standard. The president just warned us, don't raise taxes on the American people. The proposal that we offered is the only one that meets that standard. So if our friends are serious about passing this extension of the payroll tax cut, they've got a choice. We can have an accomplishment, or we can have additional partisan show votes.